Happy Monday and welcome back to Sin City Crypto. My name is David. I'll be one of your co-hosts. On today's docket, we're talking about a lot of things to start the week. First, a new Solana validator. Is it going to take it to the top of the DeFi list? Will Solana be the DeFi king? We're going to talk about that. More drama unfolding in the Azuki fumble, call it that. Also, massive token unlocks and what Vitalik Buterin said about staking his own Ethereum tokens. We got that and much, much more. But first, here is your other co-host, and his name is Robin.
Hola! It's your boy Big Rob back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, we're an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take old, boring, and stale information and repackage it up in a fun and sexy way. Is Bitcoin over 31,000 yet?
It is.
Rocco!
It's not. I lied. It's not over 30,000.
Oh, man.
Guys.
I love price action. I love the movement, man.
You know what else I love? I love channel sponsors. And big shout out to channel sponsor Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you are running a business and you want to maximize or optimize your network and IT settings, visit bluewiretech.com or click the link in the description of this video if you want the same service we're getting. So big shout out to them. Now, we got to start the show, start the week. We got to get the giggles out, just the giggles. Also, Brian Mabor said, can we just hit Rob instead when I said hit the like? Yes, I will do that for you. Not a problem at all. Now, let's start here, guys. Okay, so there's a lot of different sports and competitions. There's the face slapping one and just a bunch of weird ones. Well, we found another one that's, I guess, kind of strange. Curious to get you guys' thoughts on this.
So, you win. The first one, the scrambled eggs.
Scrambled brain. The first thing that came to my mind is do people really have this much time on their hands?
So I saw.
The first thing that came to my mind was this. This isn't the first time we've had this, right?
It's not?
Rocco? Pull my laptop.
Oh, this slap
this
fight
right
after
here.
work, and I figured I'm gonna bring it to everybody. I cut out all the long, drawn out parts, so we have just all the good parts. But
Why
it's
would anyone
crazy.
do this, bro? Like,
This dude comes into the fight with half of his head already ballooned.
oh my God.
Oh, man.
What are you guys doing?
It's the same thing, right? Just, it's the primitive version of this, right? So
I don't get it.
And but you get the belt.
How do you have so much time for dumb stuff? Speaking of dumb stuff, this looks like a scene straight out of Las Vegas. And yes, that is Patrick from SpongeBob.
wait, heels? We're going to a club?
Did you watch?
And the floor is
Patrick's
wet.
doing the walk of shame. Did you watch SpongeBob growing up, Rob?
No, not really, man.
I did. If you watched SpongeBob growing up, put a 1 in the chat. I watched SpongeBob growing up. And then this was just so funny to me. PETA, the animal activist group, said, next time you think of eating a chicken, remember that they had a family just like you. To which this guy said, this is why I order a family bucket. No one is left behind. I was dying, bro. Okay.
Is it weird that I give my my parrot chicken? He loves chicken.
I mean,
It's a cannibal.
I'll
But
give him
it's
worse.
a different breed,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like feeding a German Shepherd a pit bull.
But fish eat other
Different
fish,
breed.
right? Fish eat other fish, right? Birds eat other birds. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Now, this isn't funny, but it's very okay. So this is a surgeon in London.
Is that a banana?
Bro, this is a surgeon in London performing a remote operation on a banana in California. So is this the future of surgery? I mean, I don't know. Like, look at the precision of
I'm sorry. The only thing I can think of is being circumcised. It's a banana.
Anyways, would you like? How would you feel if you're getting a heart surgery?
Like, hey, you cannot follow that up with how did you feel? Okay, that was too young for me. Back in the
How
day.
did you feel you get your banana operated remotely from anywhere?
So,
Would you trust a surgeon 3,000 miles away to do surgery on you?
is that the thing?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah,
Are we still talking about?
we're just talking about surgery, not
Okay.
anything else.
Gotcha. All right.
Jesus.
Sure.
Perfect. Now, this news piece of news made its way around crypto Twitter and everywhere, and it was that Gary Gensler was resigning. You've noticed we didn't tweet anything about it because we do our due diligence. Controversial AI-generated news claims Gary Gensler has quit from the SEC, which was false. AI-generated news continues to push the boundaries of misinformation, and this time, it has targeted no less than the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission Chairman Gary Gensler. A deceptive article surfaced on a website called thecryptoalert.com, alleging that Gensler had tendered his resignation amidst an internal probe. What sets this false rumor apart is the alarming revelation that it was crafted entirely by AI. So I know you were asked about this on your rant and ramble yesterday, but what are just your general thoughts? I mean, look, we have a platform where we bring news and information to people. What are your thoughts on what's going on here? This whole AI generated thing. We know that it can create deep fakes, and if your voice is out there enough, it can. I mean, what are your just general thoughts, Robin? Is this worry you?
We saw it before with the Pentagon thing, right? There was a fire outside the Pentagon or an explosion, and it was all created via AI. And it makes for a really good case on why you need identification for identity, and then also for news organizations.
Hold on, you need identification for identity? No way.
No, well, you need to verify. You need to be verified. Verified identity for identity. Anyways, stop wordplaying me, man. So, like the Twitter blue check mark, that's a good example, right? You know the blonde chick on Twitter. Did you hear she got her blue check mark removed?
The blonde broker?
No.
What blonde chick?
The
Is that
one
handle
that's
name?
got always controversial like statements in regards to like LGBTQ and also politics.
Blonde chick. You're gonna have to find her name.
What's her name, man? Help me out, chat. What's the
Blonde chick,
extreme,
controversial.
extreme left Twitter handle? It's a blonde chick. She's verified, and then she always gets retweeted for all her tweets that she puts out. Usually,
What are you trying to say? She
was a bot, and so she wasn't real, and she was being used by the propaganda machine. And so what I'm saying is that we need more verification when it comes to identity. And you know what? Blockchain solves that. And you can have an identification on the blockchain, and you could even have states, nation states, governments, corporations that could use your identification there as a fault-proof way of going about it. Because we've seen all kinds of data leaks, hacks, but you know what you can't hack? The Bitcoin blockchain, the Ethereum network. So with that said, like, why not use these as a means of verification? Say, hey, DMV said that, yes, that is Robin. That is Big Rob. And here's his ID. His credentials are on the blockchain.
Erica Marsh?
Erica Marsh, yes. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
How do you not know who Erica?
But it wrote in the chat.
Robert Vermouth. Robert Sweet Vermouth said.
It's this lady here. This Twitter handle.
Oh.
She's not real. She's a bot. She got her freaking account suspended.
Damn. So what are you trying to say?
Yeah, this one right here.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, look at that. Account suspended.
Huh.
She was never real. She was just, and she always had these controversial tweets about like politics and stuff. You know, she was the one that had her on there as her pronouns. And then, yeah, so this whole time, she's over here Twitter verified as a real person. And she never was.
Legacy verified.
Yes, legacy verified.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
wow.
And so
how does that even happen?
This was one of the biggest political voices on social media from like somebody that wasn't a politician, right?
Right.
And
Interesting.
Followed by I don't know how many, like over 22 million views, man, on the account, man. And I don't remember off the top
How
of my
does
head.
a bot get verified if you have to submit an application?
There's people that control the bot. So the people that control the bot, like people that want to push an agenda, sway an election, change the political landscape, change just the overall view of saying, hey, this is bad, Ukraine is good, or whatever it is, whatever narrative they want to push out, they get a bot, they get verified, and then, hey, they put somebody that looks and feels like your suburban house mom, and it's a nice friendly face, and then boom, they push their agenda down your throat.
You know, Pep Brett said dead internet conspiracy, 60% of the internet is bots. I was actually watching a documentary on that, saying more than 70% of the internet is fake. AI generated or bots or whatever the case may be. You know,
and so it doesn't, I think at some point we're going to need a fail-safe way of identifying who you are. And this isn't because you want to protect from identity theft for malicious transactions for somebody, you know, deciding to file for a credit card, but just to protect your image, right? Man, imagine you're a politician or CEO or anything, right? You know, a news organization. I mean, what's to stop somebody from pretending that they're CNN and breaking an article?
and guys, this is stuff that can get scary. You know, fake news about this country launched a nuke or something, and then people react. It's all bad. I do want to move on to Robin. Will you yell at these degenerates watching?
Yell at the degenerates watching?
Yes.
Why would I yell at them?
That's what you do. You yell at them.
All right. So if you are new here, say hello. If you haven't hit the like button, why haven't you hit the like button?
There we go.
So now, if you guys can help us out, we are trying to get more engagement from the chat. We're trying to bring more.
We're trying to break
here.
records this week, guys. Help us out. We're going to break viewer records this week.
Are we?
We are. We need your help. How do you help? You chat. You share the stream. Make sure you subscribe. You hit the like button.
What he said. Also, if you're new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. I do got a few new people. We got James McLaughlin, Morgan Saylor, Jalen, King Giahodora. I messed that one up. And then we
No way.
and I saw somebody else in here. King G, already said that. Abs as well. Sucret. No, you've all been here. Anyways, let's go. Hola!
That was a weak hola, but we're going to move forward because we're behind. Okay. Now, we do have, SEC came out and said, hey, all of all you guys that filed an ETF, we need more info, okay? People reported as it was a rejection. It's not a rejection. They needed more info. Well, guess what? Everyone resubmitted with the info except BlackRock. Well, up until now, from Will Clemente, BlackRock has now refiled for their Bitcoin ETF with Coinbase listed as their surveillance sharing agreement partner. And Coinbase has been listed for every single one of these ETFs. Now, is this correlated? I don't know. 22,000 Bitcoin taken off Coinbase in the last 24 hours. Are BlackRock and Fidelity already starting to accumulate the spot Bitcoin?
Hell no.
They need to be approved up. 21,800 Bitcoin has left Coinbase in the last 24 hours alone. 3,100 off of Binance. So then is it coincidence, Robin? 21,800 Bitcoin in a day. The same day BlackRock refiles.
No. Spot Bitcoin ETF is to purchase the underlying asset as the market purchases the underlying asset.
Correct.
So them buying in advance is not how that works. And so, yeah.
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that.
Interesting. Now, every Monday, we do like to bring to you the week ahead and see, are we going to get volatility? Well, in 2 days from now, the FOMC minutes will be released. Almost as important as the FOMC meeting where they announced a rate hike, because this is what was said and talked about and voted on in the previous FOMC meeting that can tell us what to expect moving forward. Also, on July 6th, we have some numbers coming out in the U.S., balance of trade, services PMI, and the JOLTS report. That's a big one as well. Followed by July 7th, non-farms payroll and unemployment rate. And then the inflation rate year over year from China comes out on July 9th. As far as the crypto industry, some things to look at on coinmarketcal.com. What's happening? Well, mainnet upgrade coming for Zilliqa. Flow is upgrading their staking contract. Now the minimum is going to be 50 Flow. And if you have less than 50 Flow delegated, well, that's going to be unstaked. Also, if you're in Hong Kong and you're a Flow investor, Flow is having a meetup there. And of course, 1 month from now, we have the Litecoin halving. We have seen Litecoin pump. What does that mean? Who knows? Now, we are going to get into the markets. But before we do, this segment is brought to you by new channel sponsor, I Trust Capital. If you're planning on hodling Bitcoin or Ethereum or any other cryptocurrency, and you want to not pay taxes when you pull that money out, you're going to want to set up a Roth IRA with I Trust Capital. They're the biggest in our industry. There is a affiliate link in the description of this video. Go ahead and click that or visit itrustcapital.com. Pretty easy onboarding process. I did it myself. And so big thank you to them. Speaking of Bitcoin and Ether and hodling, total market cap, $1.21 trillion. Bitcoin dominance, a smidge under 50%. Bitcoin, 31,037, up 1.89% in the last 24 hours. ETH holding steady over 1950. BNB token, $247. XRP, some potentially negative news for XRP. We'll get over that a little later. 48 cents. ADA cannot break 30 cents. This thing has been under 30 cents for quite a while. Can this be one of the biggest movers in the next bull market? Robin, what are your thoughts?
Which one? Cardano?
ADA.
I heard you say XRP.
XRP, and then I moved on to Cardano.
What do you think about XRP, though?
What do I think about XRP? I like XRP.
Okay. Now, yeah, Cardano's going to do the same thing that it has done over and over again, right? Or I don't want to say over and over again. It's going to do what it did last time. And that is sell off during the bear market, which it did, and then rally like crazy during the next bull market. And it's just because it's community driven. And so right now the community has been shaken out. Novice investors and inexperienced retail is just not here right now. Not at least not in the same fashion that they were before. And why is that? Well, hey, you can attribute that to Charles Hoskinson, who is the founder of Cardano and the CEO of IOHK, who helps oversee the Cardano roadmap. And he's very polarizing. And so for that reason, he can round up the troops. But right now, people aren't really interested. So when people get into the crypto ecosystem, they're looking for a new project. They say, hey, I see everyone's got a buzz on crypto. I'm trying to look for something to invest in. The novice investor looks at Bitcoin. Wow, 30,000, 60,000, whatever it is, too expensive. And so they start looking around. They come across Charles Hoskinson. They're going to be like, wow, that guy's got a big mouth there. He's spitting some knowledge, and I want to jump aboard. And so there's almost like a cult-like following. He can talk a big game, man. He can back it up.
Now let me ask you this question.
And
okay?
so I think that's that. So that's my reason. And the thing is the roadmap's building out, but the people that are here now, they're just so stubborn and they're stuck on the projects that they love that they're not willing to identify that another project is building and the roadmap is.
I try to be objective, okay? And you guys know we're Cardano fans. We both hold Cardano But I want to be fair, okay? So Swing and Investing said ADA coin is for dummies. Those holding bags are just emotional.
See,
You said Hoskinson's got he can rally the troops, right?
Yeah.
Get the emotions going. Is that the extent?
No, well, the thing is he's making promises and he's giving analogies and explaining how this technology is going to be disruptive, particularly Cardano, and how it's going to change the world. And he's very vocal on the inefficiencies of how things run right now. And so if you're frustrated with identification, banking services, with the speed of value moving around the internet, if you're mad at fiat system, Charles Hoskinson can speak on that very convincingly and be like, hey, and you can relate to it, right? And so he's not trying, and I'll say this, he's not trying to alienate people. He's just kind of saying it how it is. He's like, look, there is theft going on with the fiat system, with politicians. The money is inefficient, doesn't move fast. Now, he talks crap about Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, you know what? He has his own product, so he thinks, he has his own bias, so he thinks his product's the best, which, you know what? I think Sin City Crypto is the best. We have our own bias for our own project. So, somebody that's outspoken and can be very convincing is going to tout his project as the best. And there is a lot of argument behind it being a very strong layer one competitor to Ethereum. And in some ways, it is faster. There's parts of Cardano right now that are more efficient and work better than Ethereum. Now, Ethereum launched at an earlier, in earlier days. And so, you have the experience of saying, hey, that worked, that didn't. And so you don't have to go through the trial and error process when launching a new project, right? I just don't know why. I don't know why everyone is so cult-like in crypto. I don't know why we can't just all get together and just be cool with the one that you invest in. And it's very unique to crypto. Like, if somebody came up to me and was like, hey, you know what? I bought Tesla. And I'm like, no, you got to be Ford. Absolutely not. 100%. Like, I can't believe you. Tesla's the devil. Or, hey, I bought Chevy. I bought General Motors stock, and you're mad and you're like, yo, I need, who's the competitor? Toyota? That's what I'm saying is that I don't know why everything is so tribal, right? And I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know why it happens in crypto. There's all, it's almost like political, right? And I just don't understand why we can't just identify a project we like that we can relate to, that we think has promise for the future.
Here's the thing,
get behind it. And
crypto is a large ecosystem. Yeah, there's more crappy projects than there are good ones, but not just going to be one layer one. There's not just going to be one payment rail coin. There's not just going to be one privacy coin. There could be multiple, and that's a good thing. Competition is good. And so, but I feel like I agree with Rob. We're very early in our space where if we start cannibalizing each other, we're never going to get anywhere, especially when we're fighting governments like the US government here. Also, what we're not fighting is Bubba's crypto, because you just super chat $10. So thanks for being here today and every other day. Appreciate the effort and the alpha. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching.
I do want to bring up real quick. We're officially in the greed sector, right? And so it started yesterday when we got over the 31 or over the weekend, but we haven't been over here in a while, right? It's been,
I think we were there yesterday.
I said that. I said over the weekend.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I said yeah, over the weekend.
I think we're here when Bitcoin rallied from 25 to 30K. I believe I could be wrong.
So yeah, the last time we were over 60,
it was June.
Let's see here.
Right there.
Oh yeah, we did get back up there in April
and June.
Yeah, I mean June, but we crossed into the greed in April as well. So, but no, it just you see that the bullish sentiment is not. I don't think it's transitory. And I think that we are. I think we're gonna be making new highs, man. I don't think we're gonna be under 30,000 anymore.
You know
What
what
do
else
you think?
is
What do you think? Under 30,000 anymore?
Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Potentially. Under 20K? No. No. Under 25K? 94.6% chance no.
I think as long as there's not a regulatory,
Massive.
because I don't think
Shut it down.
that there's going to be any larger exchanges that go under now. I think that they would have already went under. So any other company that goes under in crypto, I think we've gotten so used to it that we're just like, okay, cool. Just like the who was the custodial agent that lost the private keys?
Prime Trust.
Prime Trust, yes. Like that didn't even move the market, right? Prime Trust lost
Yeah.
millions of dollars. There's multiple companies that use Prime Trust. There's a lot of different connections there. Didn't even move the market. And so I think unless it's a large exchange that goes under, which I think at this point the exchanges have treaded water long enough.
Maybe Binance. Not from them being insolvent, but from them being targeted.
Yeah. So that's where I was getting at is that an exchange isn't going to go under with insolvency at this point, especially with price of Bitcoin being about double where it was at the bottom. So if you survived it at 16,000 and you had insolvency issues, now you got twice as much capital. So you're more than likely not going to go under at this point, right? You're at insolvency issues when you're testing lows, right? Because that's when you have the least amount of value and people are freaking out and selling. And yeah, but regulatory issues could drop it, but that's about it. Yeah. What is also dropping is our likes. So do us a favor, hit the like button, support the channel.
Prime Trust us. Matthew Barnes, thank you. All right, real quick look at the crypto bubbles. Pepe up 15.5%. Filecoin, MakerDAO, Graph, Frax Shares, and BitDAO all up double digits. Aave in the little corner over there, 6.5% up. So DeFi is moving a little bit, okay? Compound, Aave. And of course, Pepe continues.
I told you, remember last week and you dismissed it?
What?
Last week I said, hey, I think we're going to get a resurgence of DeFi. And I was like, we had the meme coins. And then, remember?
I didn't fight you on that.
They did.
No, I did not. Did I?
Yes, you did. So we had different sectors pop off during the bull market. And what caught my surprise is that the last sector to pump in the last bull market was the meme coins. And the first sector to pump during the bear market coming out of it was meme coins. So I was like, okay, what's that? What's next? We got NFTs, we got DeFi. There's a lot of sectors, metaverse. I mean, I don't think metaverse is going to come back until we got some playable. I think until we get something playable, I don't think metaverse is going to come back.
But man, when metaverse is the infrastructure, the actual infrastructure is built out, I think we're going to see massive rallies of some of these projects.
There's two things that either need to happen for the metaverse, right? It's either, obviously, you need the headsets, right? Because it's supposed to be an immersive thing. But if it's not the headset, if you're going to not have a metaverse that is, immersive, it needs to at least run on your phone. Because if you want me to be plugged into this, like how many people do you know right now that watch Instagram on their computer? It sounds dumb, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. How many people are scrolling through their Twitter on their computer? Now, more than Instagram, but still, compared to cell phone usage, probably pretty minimal. And then, you can go down the list, Facebook and all these other platforms. But a metaverse, the success of a metaverse is 100% dependent on
Mark Zuckerberg
taking your time. And so if you want to have a successful metaverse, you need to take the time away from other social media platforms. Because if you're spending your time a day on Twitter and Instagram, then you need to take users away from there if you want to have this same market effect and this same kind of idea where, hey, metaverse is going to take over, where he's going to be hanging out in metaverse. Well, you're going to have to take them away from the other platforms. And so if the people are consuming most of that entertainment or most of their time is going to those platforms through a cell phone, you got to have a cell phone there. Otherwise, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I agree.
And so it needs to be on a phone or it needs to be on a headset. Until you get one of those two, I'm sorry, I don't see this popping off.
I think the metaverse narrative is not saying it's not going to, metaverse coins are not going to pump, but it's going to be at the back of the line. You're going to see more DeFi, more meme coins, layer 2s, zero knowledge.
What do you think is okay? Let's just say we go 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks with this big rally in DeFi, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say Sin City Crypto nailed it. We're like, hey, DeFi's about to rally, blah, blah, blah. Like, guys, this is the next sector. Identify coins. Aave's at a discount right now compared to the competitors. What is Aave at today?
Aave is at...
What's the movement on Aave?
6.5% up.
Bro, if you watched my show yesterday, this was up... Aave was up only... like 0.2%. It was like 0.25%. And I was like, guys, this is going to rally. Like, this will rally. And since that discussion, it is now up. Where's my Aave? Where Aave at?
Number like in the 30s, I believe.
Oh.
Or in the 40s.
There it is. Yeah, so up 15% on the week, 6% on the day. I'm telling you, man, this thing is going to rip. Aave
Compound too. Compound's been ripping.
But here's the thing. Compound ripped before Aave. And I'm like, guys, wake up, man. This is going to, I'm like, this sector is pumping right now. And so I wouldn't be surprised to catch Aave at 20, 30% up in the next couple of days.
And Aave's tokenomics are great. I think like 16 million tokens.
Mm-hmm.
True DeFi.
And
everything
so yeah, that's something. Okay, so anyways, let's just say we keep getting big movement in DeFi, right?
Mm.
And it starts to slow down, right? Starts to capitulate. What's the next sector? What pops
after
off?
DeFi?
It's not NFTs, right? NFTs are getting burned right now. They need a little time, right? They need a little time for that brush fire to cool down, right?
Maybe layer 2s.
Layer 2s. But
Zero knowledge.
But layer 2s, you're going to need... The layer 2s are dependent... Okay, what are layer 2s supposed to do, right? They're more of a scaling solution, right? And scaling solutions are to address high traffic.
Or gaming.
I think gaming might be it. Because here's the thing. If you're going to sit here and say, well, why did Binance Chain rally? Why did BNB token rally? We can set the price manipulation aside, but realistic. Why did everyone use it? Because of the throughput issues with Ethereum, right? So they were looking for another chain to facilitate DeFi and buy their, use smart contracts. And that's why that one rallied so hard. And then same thing with Polygon. When Polygon came out, they're like, oh man, Ethereum is so slow, but Polygon started rallying. But these were all cause and effect to the network being bogged down and being way too much transactions. And so I just don't see in the next 4 to 6 weeks, there'll be so much Ethereum transactions that it like slows the networks down, that it forces the layer 2s to get more use.
I mean, but the whole zero knowledge and, all the different narratives in layer 2 and now layer 3s, who knows? But gaming too. Gaming's a big one. We'll see how that, but I think gaming would benefit more from a large studio, like a large gaming studio, EA Sports, one of those, Rockstar, to kind of jump into Web3 or something NFTs. That'll get the gaming sector pumping. And then my boy Jimmy going to be sitting on a fat stack because he's got about 1 million gallons. Where's Jimmy, by the way? Jimmy, where are you? We miss you. Now, we were talking about DeFi. Well, let's transition to biggest news of the day, how Solana plans to take on DeFi with Fire Dancer. Fire Dancer. Now, a new validator client could soon improve the state of Solana going forward, and that validator client is Fire Dancer. It's built by Jump, and it could make things better, at least on the DeFi front. The data suggests that Fire Dancer can embrace DeFi maturity by reducing latency times, thereby bringing decentralized exchanges closer to parity with centralized exchanges. And here is what that looks like as far as median time to finality. You can take a look here. Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance are all on the bottom. 18 milliseconds, 23 milliseconds, 19 milliseconds, okay? That is CeFi, all right? Now, when you move on to DeFi, Solana, Ethereum, OP rollup, ZK, you're looking at seconds, okay? With the Fire Dancer validator, this is going to bring Solana down from 1 to 2 seconds to 400 to 500 milliseconds. Now, why is this important, right? We talk about practicality, ease of use, user interface. And this is what Fire Dancer is potentially going to do for Solana. By reducing latency times, Fire Dancer can enable faster transaction processing, which can improve the overall user experience and attract more participants to the network. The closer proximity of decentralized exchanges to centralized exchange parity brings several advantages. Talking about seamless trading for users, speed and liquidity that they get on centralized exchanges, and thereby expanding the ecosystem of Solana. Now, Robin, is this article making a big deal, or are they making a big deal out of this Fire Dancer and what it could potentially do to Solana and making it faster and lower latency, or could this potentially be a game changer?
Solana's fast and it's centralized, even though the website says decentralized. But no, Solana's quick, man. And I've never argued their speed, and they're going to get even faster. And they have a lot of partnerships, a lot of venture capital interest, I just think this is the next step. They're supposed to be the competitor to Visa, right? But I want to bring up one of the next big updates for Ethereum's network, because this is almost like a precursor to what Ethereum's got coming out. You have EIP 4844, and this one is supposed to address throughput, and this one is supposed to have as fast, if not faster, than all the Visa transactions. I know Solana is supposed to be faster than Visa, but I'm just saying that if you can get that amount of throughput through Ethereum, that's the one thing that's slowing down Ethereum, right? You got the smart contracts. Now it's freaking, green, so they don't do proof of work anymore. It has the NFT community. It has the DeFi. It has the first mover advantage. It's kind of got the nod from politicians that it's a commodity. Not all of them, but, and, with this new EIP 4844, I think that's the one that implements proto-dank sharding. And that is going to be a game changer too. And here's the thing. Solana's doing their hard fork. Is it a hard fork that they're going to do this?
No, it's just a validator.
Just a validator? Okay. So Solana's going to become more scalable, have higher throughput. Ethereum is going to be more scalable and have higher throughput. Now, if this EIP even rolls out at the correct timeline, it's supposed to be sometime this year. Maybe it gets delayed. I mean, we know Ethereum's known for that. But what I'm saying is that in the bear market, that's where you build, right? And so I think there's going to be less narrative of speed in the next bull market. That was a big narrative for the last bull market. There was all about,
are you saying it's going to be less narrative because it'll be a fixed problem?
It'll be less of an issue. And I think that you're going to have... Yeah,
Like, if
exactly.
it's not an issue, no one's gonna talk about it.
So that's what I'm saying is that the fact that we're talking about it now and you're like, isn't this huge? I mean, what do you think this is going to be? Like, what I was trying to tell you is that I don't think it's that big of a story. I think this is just the natural evolution of blockchains. Every single layer one that has already been out for 5 to 7 years, all of those projects are going to become more scalable and faster and have more security. That's just that's how technology works, right?
How do they separate themselves then?
It's not going to be speed. It's probably going to be community and use case. At some point, cell phones were trash when you first started, right? But then at some point, there's really not much difference between one cell phone you buy, the iPhone, and another one, right? What it is the dApps that are on there, the community that uses it, and how many people are plugged into it, right? If you sold your iPhone and got a different phone, you could still make calls, text, and browse the internet, right? It's all the little bells and whistles that keep you there. And so when it comes to these blockchains,
well, it's also interoperability, like Apple CarPlay, like Apple Home, like
everything
Apple,
you just
whatever
said
the
is
case may
dApp, dApp, and dApp.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And so it's going to be less. You're not worried about, at some point when cell phones came out.
You're not worried about the calls going through or text messages
you weren't
going
worried
through.
about dropped calls. You weren't worried about not getting your text messages. At some point, you were like,
Damn it,
okay.
Robin, that is a great analogy.
Yeah, at some point, you stopped worrying about that because
So is it going to be user experience? Is it going to be the ecosystem?
It's going to be dApps. DApps.
So the ecosystem.
Yes, your ecosystem,
What you have
your
access to.
partnerships, who, and your community. Because here's the thing. You could sit here and have the best product there is, but if nobody's using it, it's not going to work. You can have 1 million satellites to provide internet, but if you're just like, you know what? I'm cool with just my high-speed internet I plug in here. I don't need wireless internet beaming down from space. And so it could be an amazing idea. It could cost billions of dollars to create it. But if the people aren't going to use it, the business isn't going to be successful. Now, with that same business, if there's a lot of people that don't have it and they're like, hey, like this is a great business idea, like this makes sense. Like, but what I'm saying is that don't expect adoption if the community is not there. And at some point, you're going to have an oversaturation. So there's just going to be a couple winners. And you can have 15 different cell phones, but realistically, you're going to have a couple winners, and that's where it's going to be. And you can go to the ghetto and to that little corner, little tent and buy the little track phone prepaid if you want to. There are other competitors out there, but it ain't going to be the big boys. It ain't going to be your Samsung and your iPhones.
So if Ethereum is Apple, Robin, who is Samsung?
I don't know. I think I think that this is not likened to the brands of cell phones. I think it's likened to the brands of financial institutions. And so I can rattle off 15 banks globally, right? I can rattle off 3 from the UK, another 3 from Europe, from the EU. I can rattle off 15, 20, 30, 40 different banking services in the United States. I can rattle off a couple from the Middle East. And so I think that is going to be more likened to what we get in crypto. You're going to get 5 to 10 powerhouses that control 90% of the economic value in the crypto ecosystem that operate globally. I think that there's going to be certain companies that thrive in certain areas. Same way that WhatsApp works in certain areas more than it does here in the States. The same way that China has their own payment services. There's WeChat and all of that. There's going to be a centralization of companies in certain areas. And that's how I think this ecosystem is going to play out. I think there's going to be American companies or American blockchains that dominate here. And the same thing in India. They'll have their own blockchain. And so I think that if I had to put a number on it, 20 to 50 blockchains that are going to service the crypto needs and financial needs. And my thing is like, are you going to play around with these meme coins or are you going to invest in the future? I mean, I actually, you know what? I want to say something here. I want to say something. We are going through a financial revolution. There is a changing of the guard. For the first time in human history, we are going from a monetary system that's run by government to a private. It is coming. You cannot stop Bitcoin. You cannot stop private money. And as each politician and each government and each nation state drop the ball and print more money and debase their own currency, people are going to become more and more frustrated. And private money, the free market, is going to move there because at some point people are going to get tired of it. And that is why crypto keeps growing. And so we are having the largest transition of wealth from governments to private money. This is a once in a...
Hold on. Can I add something to your thing?
What's that?
Not only from governments to private money, but the greatest wealth transfer in human history. Over $50 trillion going from the baby boomers to the next generation.
Yeah. And it's not even about the movement of money from one demographic to the other. This is literally a rewiring of the financial system.
But that new demographic, Robin, that money's flowing to.
I'm not saying it's not important. But what I'm saying is that it's like saying, hey, we're going from rotary phones to cell phones. Or hey, we're going from theater to television. Like we're going from government-backed money to private money. And this is going to happen at scale globally. And so this is the biggest, you want to say wealth transfer? Sure, that's exactly what it is. It's the biggest wealth transfer from institutions and governments, particularly central banks, to private decentralized networks. And what are you going to look back at in this moment? When your kids ask you 20, 30 years from now, when your grandkids come up to you and they say, Granddad, what did you do during the greatest wealth transfer ever? What did you do? Are you going to say, I bought a dog coin that from a breed from Japan? Or are you going to say, I got an early position on Bitcoin and Ethereum? Because you're going to have those conversations. Be like, weren't you into crypto during the greatest wealth transfer? What did you buy? I bought a picture of a monkey. And now I'm broke. Like, position yourself. Because if you had if you were investing in the stock market in 1999, the first thing I'm going to say, did you get any position on any of these internet-based companies? Any tech? Do you get any Amazon? And if your answer to that is, well, nah, I really went all in on this VHS recorder. Like what do you mean? Like, well, they had those large discs and, I didn't really believe in the internet. And so, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's time to position yourself for the greatest wealth transfer in human history. This is only going to happen once.
Robin, when you said, you made the statement about, oh, what did you do? Well, this is what I immediately thought of, this meme right here. You seen this meme before? Mm-mm. Well, the kid sitting in the lap said, what did you do in, different scenario? And the dad says something, and then the kid on the bottom says, effing legend. All right, let's move on from Solana to one of their competitors, and that is Ethereum. Did you hear what Vitalik said about staking Ethereum?
I heard that he is... Yes, I did.
Let's hear it together.
Okay.
Probably the biggest reason why I personally am not just staking all of my ETH and I'm instead staking a fairly small portion is because if you stake your ETH, it has to be on the keys that access it have to be public on some system that's online. And for safety, it has to be a multi-sig, and multi-sigs for staking are still fairly difficult to set up. It gets complicated in a bunch of ways.
Now,
hold on. How the dude gonna say? Well, how you build Ethereum and you say that a multi-sig wallet is hard to set up? And come on, man.
Well, here's what Hoskinson tweeted that and said, I had to listen to this a few times and I'm at a loss for words. All of our ADA is staked. Guess what? That's how it's supposed to be for a properly
and that would be like taking your car to the mechanic, like the real dealership. Like if I took my Mercedes to the Mercedes dealership and they were like, yeah, a lot of moving parts in that engine. I don't really mess around with that. Like, what do you mean? Like, that's what you do. You built the damn thing. How do you not know how to use it? Like, you built Ethereum. You can't run a multi-sig wallet? Like, Jesus Christ, man. I would say do some research, but you created the research. like, how is this possible? How did we get here?
Yeah,
this dude needs to stop dressing up in so many like dog outfits and like weird princess dresses and like
it's all the heat he's packing, bro.
I'm telling you, he does have a lot of heat though. But like, how is your network staking too complicated? You built it. You built it.
That's I was shocked when I was like, no way, because you see it on Twitter, people saying Vitalik doesn't believe in his own thing. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? So I listened to that. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what did he say? And then the same thing with like Charles. I listened to it again and again. I was like, I mean, I have nothing else to say. Like,
how is your staking too complicated that the founder doesn't know how to use it? Like, what on God's earth is going on down there, man?
You think Vitalik's gonna like mess up or have a hiccup and then someone's gonna come and take over the #1 spot? Potentially.
No.
I know.
It is decentralized anyway. So.
Well, is it? Okay, so some more ETH news. Ethereum births a new token standard. Will this reduce the Ethereum supply? Sourced from CoinGape, Robin's favorite news outlet. The Ethereum blockchain is growing in a remarkable way as a new token standard, dubbed the ERC-223, has made its way to Ethereum documentation. The preceding ERC-20 standard, which is where we're at now, has a number of known flaws, including the loss of tokens in contracts that are not designed to interact with sent tokens. And this is one major error that the new ERC-223 is set to address. ERC-223 is a standard is designed as a subnet of the ERC-20. And this is a quote, it's a more secure standard as it does not allow token transfers to contracts that do not explicitly support token reception. We've seen the idea floated of reversing transactions. We've seen the idea floated of other things, essentially making it kind of not blockchain. But Rob, if we want mass adoption, do we need fail safes like this? If someone goes and they make a mistake and they send what they think is an Ethereum token to an ERC-20 address, like, oh crap, oh now $5 million is gone.
It's fine. You want to create a token that can be manipulated in certain ways? Sure, yeah. As long as you don't mess with the base layer. And I think that's fine. And we have, there are use cases. If all of a sudden I sell something and they ended up not delivering it for whatever reason, like, give me my money back. If I buy a product off of eBay and you don't deliver it, then give me my money back. Now, this could be done in a smart contract where money is locked up. So I guess that particular scenario could be, there could be a workaround, but I'm just giving you the generalized thesis that there are real world cases where you need to reverse a transaction or something needs to come back. And as long as that's not programmed into the base layer, and if you have a token that is widely known or is just accepted or it's plain as day, hey, you use this token, it can be reversed. As long as everyone knows, if you find a use case for that token where you say, hey, you know what? This is an ideal that we have a reversible transaction. We want to build it on this token. You make it obvious. You put the disclaimer out there. And if you decide to use it, then, hey, I think that's fine. As long as they don't mess with the base layer. That's all. I do want to give a quick shout out to some of our new people as well. If you are new here, say hello so we can drop an hola back at you. We got Fidel, Saeed A, K, Daryl Sanders, David Ryan, Lynette Alden, Travis Swindell, MKZ5652, and Akeem the Dream. To all of you, hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto.
Who's the best big man in basketball?
I don't know.
You said Hakeem the Dream. That was Hakeem Olajuwon?
Yes.
It's got to be Shaq.
Yeah, I was gonna say Shaq's pretty dominant.
Shaq Daddy's a big dude.
Big dude.
Shaq's a very generous and very cool guy as well. Met him before.
Mm.
Very generous, I'll tell you that. And then finally, guys, I want to talk about this. Optimism, Aptos, and ApeCoin set for largest token unlocks in the month of July. Optimism, Aptos, and ApeCoin are set for these significant token unlocks worth more than $100 million combined. ApeCoin will see the largest increase with their circulating supply increasing by 4.2%, followed by OP at 3.75% and Aptos at 2.17%. Guys, I want to share a resource with you. If you want to keep an eye on what's going to be unlocked and what kind of price impact it's going to have and who is getting those tokens unlocked, go to token.unlocks.app, app. You can see everything here. And just as an example, I'm going to pull up. We're going to take a look at Aptos, and it tells you here per day about $209 million. So we click on it, and you can see here, upcoming event in 8 days, we have a cliff unlock of about $34 million or 4.5 million Aptos, about $34 million. Here is their vesting schedule. You can see here when these tokens become unlocked. And moving into November, that's when you get to get a majority of the core contributors and the investors getting access to their tokens. And well, not to blame them, but as an investor, you are looking to make money. And so when your investment, you have access to sell it and you can make money, you're going to sell it and make money. So things to keep an eye on. If you're a holder of ApeCoin, Aptos, what was the other one? Or Optimism, please beware of this. Even if a lot of demand comes in, token unlocks and forced selling could suppress the price action. Speaking of price action, Bitcoin is pumping. It's at $31,234.
Movement, man.
It's moving.
Yeah, you can see the chart there. Nice big run up here.
Rob, when we come back tomorrow morning, where's Bitcoin going to be?
I think I wouldn't get ahead of ourselves.
I agree.
I don't think it'll hit 32. I think if it does, it'll reject down. So I think 31.
We did see a lot of Bitcoin leave Coinbase, bro.
That is true. No, I think 31K for the day.
All right, speaking of the day is over. Guys, go follow us on social media. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're everywhere. Not everywhere, but almost everywhere. Also, big shout out to channel sponsor Cam's Blue Wire Technology. If you want help with your IT networking issues, visit bluewiretech.com. Also, check out our merch store. If you're a well member, you get 10% off. Also, that's all I got. You guys got anything else? Come back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Rocco. I got nothing else to say. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the outro music. Compliments of our friend, Cassius Cuvée. Until tomorrow, guys. Peace.
Sin City, crypto, everybody know what we here for. Entertainment and info, gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in, for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David, I spit the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite, I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners, special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners, ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors, they gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin, and sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado